You might ask why I'm running this instead of my Echo. Because of the auto tune, I believe that this saw, I find this saw to be extremely consistent in how it operates. Uh-oh. That hasn't happened in a long time. That's just like when it was screwing up the first time. I fully did not anticipate anything like that. Today for testing, we're gonna run the Husqvarna 562 XP. This is not the Mark II model. It's amazing how much the opinions on this saw are astonishing. You have people that tell you the hot start problems are your fault. You have people that say they're absolute garbage. This saw, if you've been following the channel, had been a turd initially. Went to the dealership. Many people want to know what fixed it. I can't honestly tell you what fixed it. They did replace the carb, but it still acted the same. It astonishingly got fixed after a visit to the shop. I don't know what really fixed this saw, but I can tell you this. I've put way more hours on it now, and it has worked properly for more hours than before when I didn't have good luck with it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and give this a little warm up here. You might ask why I'm running this instead of my Echo. I believe that I will get more consistent cuts, and I believe the saw will run more consistently with this as the saw gets turned on and off, changes in heat cycle. Because of the auto tune, I believe that this saw will give more of a fair outlook on what these chains have done. I find this saw to be extremely consistent in how it operates. The 620, you really do need to get some time on it, get it hot, and get that carb tuned in when it's hot, because it takes a long time to get there. This here, within a little bit of time and probably about half of a cut and some big wood, it's gonna be where it's gonna be. Even though it's gonna change in heat a little bit, the saw will continually adjust and it'll probably stay pretty consistent. That's what I think I've noticed, at least. Let's go ahead and get this started up. So at this point in the video, I just want to go ahead and interrupt and let you know that this is still a chain test, but something very interesting occurs with that 562 XP. I just got through explaining that I thought it would be the most consistent saw, that I've been running it for quite some time and it's been working well. And you know, I really do truly mean that. I've been running this saw hard in all sorts of different weather conditions. It has been fantastic. Besides the periodic hot start type issue, I've been pushing it long bars in extreme heat and cold, and it hasn't stumbled. Today, that appears to have changed. Towards the end of the video, I do have some footage of me possibly troubleshooting a couple things, so I would be interested to see what your guys' thoughts are on that. But as I'm talking here and on the video, that saw is idling, and it's idling well, and it doesn't die. So let's go ahead and take a look. right. That's going to be hard to get out of there. As you can see, this chain, even though it's been run, does still have an edge. It cut that nicely, but I'm going to go ahead and I want to be able to cut straight through this. So I'm going to take a couple cuts through here. It is a bit windy. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and basically cut a couple cookies with each one of these chains. So that's after it sat for a little bit. I'm going to fast idle it. I've got good oil. Okay, I went ahead and I did that third cut because I realized when I put the saw into the wood, I kind of was just imagining in the moment and enjoying the beauty out here. So I really wasn't focusing on keeping a consistent cut. So that's why I cut a third. Because this video has to change directions here, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this point. But real quickly, what's happening here is I went ahead and threw a hand file on this chain briefly to see how my hand file compared to the slightly used out of the box chain. At the end of that, I then go ahead and try to restart this saw, and this is where I believe the trouble starts. Just go ahead and watch and see what happens. Uh-oh. That hasn't happened in a long time. That's just like when it was screwing up the first time. I fully did not anticipate anything like that. I've put way more hours on it now, and it has worked properly for more hours than before when I didn't have. I feel like the saw cut fine that time. So we're gonna go ahead and swap chains. I can tell you this right now. This is embarrassing to say, but I think it's just honest truth. My perception is that my hand file didn't do as well as my used Oregon chain, just to be bluntly honest with you. Alrighty. So the video cuts away. What I had done is I had filed my rakers a little bit more because I was testing and troubleshooting my filing technique. So after I filed my rakers, I wanted to go ahead and run it again, and this is what happens. Boy, oh boy, we're learning a couple things here. We're learning Okie Woodsman needs to get better at hand filing. And yeah, that's all it's to it. The other thing here is that my saw appears to be running funky all of a sudden. This 562 seems to be doing that weird thing it once did. I just said that it's been running good for a long time, and I've run it lots of different weather, hard. I've run it in small wood, big wood. I fell a bunch of trees with it. It's done good, and then all of a sudden, boom, this today. So I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna keep cutting with it, everybody, because maybe it's just an auto-tune thing. Maybe it's just an auto-tune thing. The weather is significantly different, but good grief, have I not given it enough time to acclimate itself to the conditions right now, right? Let's take a look. What do you think? I'll tell you what, the chain looks very nice. This thing's becoming difficult today. I'm going to put some more fuel and oil in this. Everything is being recorded for, well, this video may be changing subjects, honestly. Again, this video may have taken a turn to change the subject here, because it seems like this saw is being a little bit of a booger at the moment. So I had already started this thing up back there. This is a brand new Duke's chain. Let's see what happens. Fast idle. Oh my gosh, this saw is doing what it did before. I think the real showstopper here is this saw. I wanted to use this saw because of the consistency, right? Well, that's kind of messed up right now. The consistency is in question because the saw has been kind of funky. So this is becoming a 562 starting saga, and hey, is the saw broken again saga. So with any other chainsaw, in my opinion, regular operation should be, you turn it off, the engine's warm, you should be able to pull start it, okay? This saw has already proven that that doesn't work, okay, because of heat soaking. And I do know that there's fixes that you can do manually, and I do understand that the Mark II should have resolved some of that stuff. But I'm just recording the experience here. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast idle this because it needs it. But anyway, regardless, this saw, in my opinion, is kind of done. Let's just see if it'll hot start right now, everybody. I'm not going to fast idle it. Okay, so you just saw it real time. Whatever was going on, I don't know what's going on. But let me tell you what, with what this thing just did today, would I take only this saw out to go do a job. I just lost confidence in it, everybody. I can't say that I would go ahead and take this saw out into the woods by itself, because with what just occurred, I had extreme difficulty. In my opinion, this thing became too difficult to operate. It didn't do what it's supposed to do. And to me, a chainsaw is supposed to be able to turn on and off, sit for a few minutes. You should be able to put fuel in it and start it back up, especially if you didn't run it out of fuel. Like I said, originally this was going to be a chain video, but through that process, this ended up being a 562 reliability video. What ended up happening here was I was going to go ahead and finish that video, but I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and try to fix the chain that I hand filed. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward through all of that real quick. We're not going to watch me do that, but I just want to explain what's occurring. Then I'm going to go ahead and get the saw back out, start it up, and run it again. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it'll start. I'm going to treat it as if it's cold, everybody. So we're going to pump this up, get fuel circulating. Okay. You know what? I almost wonder if that's what the issue is. I wonder if it's just not building pressure. The bulb isn't like filling. I wonder if this thing just has some sort of leak or something in it. So we're going to choke it. Okay. And all right, let's try to fast idle it again. Choke it. Fast idle. Hand sharpened, or grinded with my grinder by hand. Oh. Boy, oh boy, that 562, I don't know, man. It went between running fantastic to being funky. That's not cool. I don't like that. I will say this, I feel like the fuel bulb should pump that up all the way because, well, my other Echo stuff and my clone saw stuff with a fuel bulb pumps, it'll fill that thing all the way up. I'll go grab the saw and I'll show you what I mean. I wonder if that's what's going on. When I'm purging it, right now, this fuel bulb is full. Let me pump it. Let me see if it'll stay full now that I've ran it. Now that I've, so it's only 2/3 full. Yeah, it's only half full. I wonder if there's some sort of leak in the fuel system here. See if we can see anything. So this is what you should not have to do on a saw that's less than a year old. Yeah, you just simply can't pump up the fuel with that thing enough. I feel like there's something up with that. Let me know, everybody, if yours does better than that. Let me come up here and here. I want to show you what I'm seeing here. It's time for a cleaning on this air cleaner. All right, here. See that? It feels squishy, almost like it's just not pumping. I wish I had my 545 here and we can compare it. Let's see if this thing starts no problem right now. I should have to fast idle because that's what the instructions say. Okay. Now I want you to take a look at the fuel bulb after running it there. Could that be all I have an issue with? Could it just be simply that? Is that what the issue was all along? Maybe there's just some sort of leak in the fuel system. Look at the fuel bulb. It's literally like 3/4 of the way full. As soon, and again, I might be wrong, but remember, this is an air purge. It's supposed to be getting the air out of the system. So when I pump this, I feel like it's sucking air. Look at that. It immediately reduced. And it immediately reduced. What do you think? It's like half full. And then as soon as I start it up, more than likely it'll fill back up again. Let's see if I can start it here on the truck. Okay, look at that. It's full again. Everybody, is that what my issue is? Is it that it's just losing prime? Do I have a fuel delivery issue on this 562? Is that the whole entire issue? Everybody, this is Joe on the Okie Woodsman channel. I just wanted to come out here and test some chains. This may have turned into a more valuable video than just chain testing for me. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna go test my 545 and see if when I pump it up, it'll pump all the way up. And I'm also gonna compare it to my Pro Yama saw and my Echo string trimmers and my blower, and I'm gonna see if when you pump them up, if they fill up that much. All right, so here's the 545. This is cold. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get the sunlight on that bulb. This has not been pumped yet. So let's see what happens when I pump this thing up. All right, let's see if it fills up. This bulb feels firmer, I can tell you that right now. Let's see what we got here. It feels like it has more pressure in it, honestly. I don't know if it's that much more full, but let me go ahead and give it a shot here. All right, so I'm up to there. Let me grab my knife here. I'm up to that spot right there. I feel like it's a little bit, this is the deal, it feels firmer, and I don't think it's just the rubber, but maybe it is. Let's go ahead and start it up here. Okay, so I would say the bulb is fuller when I run it. So we're right here. Let me go ahead and pump it up. Let me see if it reduces quite a bit. It's right here. All right, here. Pump it up. See, this feels like a flat ball. Like a flat tennis ball. All right, so let's see if we can kind of get an idea. So we are down here on it. So it's just past halfway, past that little indentation right there. It just doesn't feel as good as that. And I really am wondering if there's not just a fuel leak. Like an air leak in the fuel system. Guys, is that something to be aware of? I know that this is not in Husqvarna, but let's see what this one does here when we pump it up. This is the Pro Yama, I haven't pumped it. See, this feels more stiff, like it feels like it's got some resistance on it. All right, this one you can really see. See, it's up there. Man, I feel like the system may not be able to pressurize enough on that 562. Is that how this works, guys? I'm really asking you guys that know more than me, because that 562 has, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. So, but this feels more like the 545 bulb. And this is brand new. Look at the 545 once more. Now that we're in the shed here. Oh, this is the 562. I was like, man, this feels like crud. What the heck's going on? So this feels like a flat. This feels like a flat ball. Like it's not doing anything. Let me open up the fuel tank here and see if it's. See if I can see anything. Nothing. Can't tell nothing. Is it just a leaky fuel bulb? Not a fuel bulb, but is the system just not working right? I'll have to visit that later. Thank you, guys.